connected.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you know, I already did one dash cam for the motorcycle, the Honda CRF250L. I done installed it on and checked it out. Now I'm going to check out another one. This one here is from Blueskysea. It's the DV688 2-channel front and rear camera. One cool thing about this one is it's waterproof. That is a big plus. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the box. I haven't actually even opened this yet. Open the box, check it out, make sure what's in it, and I know nothing about it, so it's all gonna be new to me. Looking at the screen, installing it, I know nothing about it at all. So Blueskysea sent this to me to review, and I thought, well, I'll make a video and install it, review it, and we'll see how good it is. I think it's gonna be pretty good. So let's go ahead and get started with the open box. Okay, first off, as you can see, it comes in a nice looking box. It shows the camera, the actual monitor here, and it shows the dual cameras. Should be one for front, one for rear. And this is full 1080p video, so that'll be pretty good video. Take that off. And the first thing we got is the instruction manual, the owner's manual. So hopefully this is a good one that's in English. Yeah, we got all the different languages, of course, but we got English. And a lot of times when they come from over China, they're hard to read, hard to understand, but hopefully this one will be legible. We'll find out when I get into it on the rest of the review and when I'm doing the install. Okay, and here looks like we got, this is the monitor itself. Stuck in here somehow. Okay, you push it up from the bottom. There's a little protection around it. Whoa. Actually looks pretty good. It's got a little film over the screen to protect it. So right now I won't while I'm installing it. Once I get it installed, you can actually remove that if you want. But these things are made usually to mount on the dash. And this one you can mount it on your dash, your handlebars or something, because it is waterproof. The ones that are not waterproof, you can't. But this one, the cool thing is you can mount it. It's totally waterproof. But I will still, because I don't want this cluttering up my dash, I'll probably put it up there for now. And then later on, after I get used to it, familiar with it, I'll go ahead and stick it under the seat out of the way so it's not cluttering up my handlebars or my dash or anything. It looks like you got real good connectors. It has the arrow, the marks, and it has these threaded nuts on here, so it's going to look like it's going to tighten on good to clamp onto the cables. I'm sure we got one for left and right video, one for the power, and maybe one for the switch or the GPS unit. There is an optional GPS unit, and I actually don't know if this one that I have has the GPS unit. I don't know until I look further into the box. Take this out, that's a piece of foam. Get this out of here. And here's one camera. Take it out and see what the camera looks like. Got a lot of cable. Of course, there's no way to shorten these cables, so you'll need to find a way to tuck the cable, I'm sure, into a good place where it's not, you don't want to kink it. Feels like a coax kind of audio video cable, or video cable anyway, not audio. But it looks like you could probably hook the camera direct. If you had this one on the front and mount it to your monitor, you could hook one direct without the extension maybe, and then you could put the extension on the rear one. But if you're mounting this under the seat, you'll need to use the extension cables that come with front and rear. But the mount looks real good. It's got a GoPro style mount on it, so really good looking mount. Mine is kind of curved a little bit. Looks like it's a little bit bent, but I think it'll straighten right out. And there's the cable for that one. Here is the front to rear. I don't know if they're marked A or B, but I don't think that it matters. because they're both 1080p quality. So either one will work in either place probably. And then we got this bag full of goodies. They do a good job of packaging, no doubt. Okay, here we got a GoPro style mount. Kind of almost looks like a mount that you would use. Oh, that may be for the monitor itself, I imagine. And here we have the switch. I'm sure this is so you can turn off and on recording. You can lock the videos, or you can take a not a screenshot, I keep saying screenshot, but you can take a picture and it will save it to you some folders on the thing. Here it is. This is the power cable, obviously. It looks like this power cable. This will connect to your monitor. Then you have a real simple, a red positive, black ground, and you connect these not directly to the battery, it'll be on all the time, because what this thing does is it automatically will start recording as soon as you start the bike. If you connect this to ground and you connect this either to the headlight, now you wouldn't want to connect it on high or low beam wire because it would only work when you have it on high or low beam. But you would connect this even say to the tail light wire or something that is, you could connect it to the headlight wire before your headlight switch. That way it just powers it up when you turn your key on, and when you turn your key off, it powers it down. And what this thing does, it converts your voltage. Input 12 to 24 volts, so you can use it on 24 volt system. And output is 5 volt, 3 amp. So that is going to be pretty simple to connect. See what else we have in here. Let's just dump all this out. Okay, of course we have some zip ties, I'm sure to tie the wires with, our cables as we run them. Here's another GoPro style mount. And then we got a mount for the handlebars. This is a handlebar clamp, which I'll be using temporarily until I get, like I said, get used to the product. Then I can mount it on the seat. And I can show that later how I mounted it. So we got a handlebar clamp, and then we got a mount. We'll mount the monitor onto the handlebars up front where I can see it as I'm using it for a while. Then we got some double-sided tape, 3M style tape. Now here's a neat thing. If you wanted to connect this to a USB, because that runs off 5 volts, you can connect this to your power lead on the monitor, then you can connect this into USB and switch it on and off that way. But now this wouldn't be waterproof connection here. We got some more mounting hardware. And it looks like I don't have the optional GPS unit, so I won't be able to show you the GPS part. It depends on if you would want to use that anyway. I don't know that feature, that I would benefit from the GPS features. So let me go ahead now, and I want to go ahead and install this on the bike. I'll stick it on there, and then I'll show you how I routed the cables and everything. And it'll be easier for me to do that than to try to video the install, which you'll still see I can show you every detail how I installed it and show you just as good and make it a lot shorter video out of it. So let me go ahead and get with it on the install. Okay, let me show you what I've done now. What I'm doing is I went ahead and mounted this on. You see I clamped it down here on the handlebars. And then I've got my front camera sitting here. My rear camera is just kind of stuck here for now. And my switch is here. I got it plugged into the USB. And what I'm doing this for is I want to make sure that everything works first before I totally go through the trouble of installing all the cables and all the cameras and then something not work. So we'll turn it on, make sure it works. Turn the key on. Let's see, blue light come on. This light come on, this blue light come on. It says dash camera, so obviously it's booting up. Makes a little chime right there. There's our display, cool. and that's showing the front camera. Right now they're upside down, so I will need to, it's also saying that I don't have an SD card installed, which is okay for now. I'll put one in. So here's our front camera, and it's upside down, so I need to spin it in the bracket to make it upright. Okay, this button here switches front to rear. There's our rear camera, and it shows in the corner up here is our front camera. And we push it again, obviously. Okay, now it shows our rear camera, not our front camera in the display. Now it shows our front camera, and back to front camera with rear display. So you can choose how you want to see it, the full screen, or you can have the other camera in the small display window up here. Most likely you would want it on front camera, but if you mount it on the seat, none of this will matter anyway. So now I need to position the cameras right, go ahead and get them mounted on the bike, and get everything connected where it looks good and everything's fitting tight, and we'll come back to the video. Alright guys, for the front mount install, I used the handlebar clamp, got it mounted on here. I went ahead and mounted the button onto it for now because it's just right there by the unit itself. You can mount the button over here where you can push it with your thumb, or with your thumb on the other side might be better. And I may do that once I take and mount this under the seat, but for now I want it mounted here till I get used to operating and figure everything out. Then I'm going to mount it under the seat so it's not cluttering up here. And I'm powering it off the USB right here. But when I mount it under the seat, I will hardwire it to the tail light. So when I turn the key on, it come on. This 5 volts USB here, when you turn the key on, it powers it up. So that works out pretty good actually. And I routed my wires for now. I run all my connectors right here under the wiring. I run the wire for the rear down along, followed the loom where your wire is on the left side, followed it all the way down under the tank. I put it under the factory ties right here, ran it up. I tied my wire right here, I coiled it up, and there's a tab there to tie it to. I have my connector all hidden under the seat here, and then you come back here, and this is where I mounted the camera onto the side of the bike right here. There's part of the plastic here where you can mount it. It's not the perfect spot because you actually will see a little bit of this in the video. I don't know how to get it further back. I may actually design my own bracket to mount on here somewhere so I can scoot the camera back so I don't have the bike in the video. I'd like to not have the license plate. Right now with it set this way, you're probably going to see part of the fender, and you'll see this back bolt here on the license plate in the rear video. Up front, you're going to see, because I mounted it around here where you can see, I actually just got it stuck on with the two-sided tape right here, and it's actually really solid right there on the brake reservoir. And it's aiming forward good and straight. I got it level up and down with the horizon, and you actually will see part of the headlight in the video on this. It's because it's got such a wide angle, which is really a good thing, but I need to make a way to mount it further forward like I do the rear, and to make it where it's not going to have this stuff in the video would be nice. You can see on here there's an arrow that points up, and that may or may not be exactly straight up. What you want to do is turn on your camera and adjust these to make sure your horizon is level. And I use my shop door, the line of my cement, and my garage door to level it, holding the bike straight up when I did. And it should be pretty level video. And then of course this is solid mounted. Everything should be waterproof and we're good to go. Now what I need to do is put an SD card in it and learn some of the functions first, and then try to make the video and see how the video turns out. And I'll post the video on here. The next video I come into, we'll do some of the settings and show you how all the things you can do in the settings and all that. But right now is going to be the install video with showing the video, or how I got it installed, I should say, not an install video. And then also where I mounted everything, and show some of the video quality front and rear. And then our next video I make on it, we're going to show the files, the video on here, some of the settings on how to set things up after I learn how to operate the unit. Let me go ahead and put an SD card in here, then I'll make some video. We'll see how that turns out, and it'll be coming up next. Okay, we'll run up the road here and see how good the video quality looks. The sun's shining, so we'll get to see what it looks like in the bright sunlight. And then I'll have to do a nighttime video also so we can see what it's like at nighttime. Now, just so you know, the audio that you're hearing right now is not the audio. You know, this thing does have a speaker on it, or a microphone, sorry, where you can hear audio, but that is not the audio that you're hearing me talk. I'm actually on my Sena 10C Pro, and then I'll put the audio from my 10C Pro onto this so you can hear what I'm saying as we look at this video. And as I said, you can see right here, you can see my headlight, part of my headlight in that video. And it'll be the same when I switch back here to the tail light, or the tail video. You can see the rear video and see my license plate, part of my license plate. Let's get it up to speed, see what it looks like at more speed. So there's 50, I got up to 54, 55 I think once. Which is, we'll see how good that video turns out. I'll go ahead and turn around up here. And now we'll make a night video.